What's going on, guys? It's your boy Spudzie here, and today we're going to be looking at a build that is absolutely insane for World v World roaming, and that is the Salvation Renegade. This build was recommended to me by one of my viewers and is probably one of the best roaming builds I've played in a long time. With the ability to gain barrier, cleanse many conditions, and even heal itself for large amounts, Renegade feels a lot like the Vindicator post-nerf. This build literally has it all and can even compete head to head against some of the best roaming builds at the same time. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. For our gear, we run probably the most cringe setup possible with full Celestial stats and durability runes. Our weapons are a shortbow and a staff with Celestial stats. We take cleansing sigils on both, with generosity on the bow and energy on the staff. The Renegade has many hybrid options on their main weapon, the shortbow, so Celestial stats complement this very nicely. The many amounts of cleanses on our sigils and the Salvation trait line all help in order to combat the main weakness that Revenant has. Moving on to our traits. We take Salvation, Invocation, and Renegade. Our main source of sustain is through barrier and heals thanks to a few sources in our trait line. Things like Resilient Spirit fits in nicely as the Renegade is constantly generating boons throughout a fight, which upkeeps a good amount of barrier. Song of the Mists also contributes a nice amount when we factor in our legends, Shiro and Jalis. These will each provide us with quickness and barrier, respectively, when we swap stances. On top of this, our dodge rolls will cleanse condies and even help us mitigate damage, whether it be from Raw Iron Will in the Renegade trait line or Unyielding Devotion in Salvation. When it comes to actually playing the build, ideally you'd want to engage first with full endurance so that you have as much crit chance as possible. Try and line up shortbow 5 so that when it CCs the opponent, you can land your shortbow 3 and 2 with impossible odds for some huge burst. Because these two abilities hit multiple times, they get a lot of benefit out of impossible odds, so just make sure to watch your energy as you're doing this, because this will cost you a lot. The condies on these abilities will help in applying pressure on top of your other attacks as well. If you find yourself in a situation when there's tons of melee pressure on you, try and position yourself inside of your shortbow 4 so that the enemy will have to choose between attacking you and being slowed or letting you breathe as you recover. The staff is a great defensive tool as well, with staff 5 being a powerful evade and knockdown, while staff 3 offers a fantastic block. Depending on your situation, you could aim staff 5 at the opponent to try and catch them off guard, as you will take no damage by doing this and can maybe bait out a dodge roll or apply some pressure from the knockdown. Additionally, staff 4 will be used as a small heal and a condi cleanse. This ability will cleanse 2 conditions on yourself, so use this pretty much whenever you can. If you find yourself CC'd and smothered in condies, go ahead and swap over to Assassin Stance and use Riposting Shadows, as this ability breaks stun and removes Immobilize, Chilling, and Cripple, while also granting you Fury and Endurance. This ability works as an evade as it rolls you backwards, so you can use this as like a third dodge in order to avoid key abilities as well. When it comes to finishing your downs, Dwarf Stance will be your best friend. By toggling the hammers and laying down our road for stability, you ensure that you are taking less damage, healing, and are immune to CC. What this will do is either allow you to finish your down without interruption or provide enough pressure so that you can also down the person going on the revive. On the topic of multiple enemies, the trait Heart Piercer in the Renegade trait line will allow our shortbow attacks to pierce through enemies, making it so that we can hit multiple targets at once if lined up correctly. This works best when fighting against a melee and a ranged, as you can usually aim for the ranged person, but also hit the melee one as you're kiting them out. Well, that about covers it. If I go on any longer, this might turn into a PvP guide on the Revenant. So I'll leave you here and let the montage do the talking. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave me a like and subscribe, as it helps me out a ton. Now, Timmy?
Yeah?
Cue the montage.